Good morning, my friends. There's a saying in alternative medicine, particularly the Chinese say this, that we die from our feet up. Now, why would they say that? Well, listen, the distal portions of our body get the least blood flow, and our feet get the most abuse. Look at what we do to those poor things. We get up in the morning, we put on our socks, our stockings, we put on our shoes, and especially women often abuse their feet with the kind of footwear that they put on each morning. And so their poor feet, are like this. Instead of being like this, they're like this. And believe me, this is more natural. All right? When we do this to anything, the blood flow stops. When the blood flow stops too long, the nervous system is somewhat destroyed. The nerves in our feet, without blood flow, die. I'm sure that you've heard a lot on social media or whatever, that constantly you're hearing, we treat neuropathy. Come to us. We can fix your neuropathy. You don't own neuropathy pain. We've got something for that. There's a drug called Lyrica they take. Oh, that'll take away the pain. But does it address the root, the reason? Does it offer any real remedy? And are you willing to make the changes necessary in order not to harm yourself? These are the important questions, and the answers that you offer to those questions are what's going to determine whether or not you're in pain, you're uncomfortable, and your feet are unhappy. Let me ask you, if you woke up in the morning and you tried to move your finger like this, and it wouldn't move. It wouldn't move at all. It wouldn't move unless you moved the whole thing like this. I have to tell you that most people cannot move their toes independently. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't do it. In our hands, we'd immediately be going to see an orthopedic man or a hand man or some sort of specialist who would address this thing and try to fix it. But because it's on our feet and we don't see them, and I guess we don't expect them to function like a hand, we let it continue. We continue to abuse it and crunch it. and so our feet become dead. And dead feet, not a good thing. That type of injury tends to work its way up your body. Soon, it's not just your feet, it's your ankles. And next, it's your calves. It moves up to your thighs. Because your gait is now not normal, because you're trying to mitigate from not feeling your feet on the ground, your gait becomes strange. That affects your hips, and so on and so on and so on. If you want to, you can mitigate the circumstances. You can do things to assure that this will not happen. And if it's happening, there are things you can do that can return your feet to perfect size, shape, form, and function. Yes, to perfect size, shape, form, and function. What I suggest is that you consider what you're wearing on your feet. And if they don't allow your toes to stay at least somewhat open, your feet to fall flat like this, then you really need to put function over fashion and get yourself some round-toed shoes with almost a negative heel and start retraining your feet. When we walk with heels like this, we shorten our Achilles tendon, that tendon that runs up the back of our ankle. When that happens, we place ourselves in jeopardy of tearing that. That's why people that don't do a lot of movement and suddenly go out and play baseball and run into first base, suddenly they're on the floor grabbing their leg. Well, because they've shortened that once long and flexible Achilles tendon down to this short little thing that really isn't that functional. And that keeps your foot, when in relaxed position, to be like this instead of natural. So what do you do about that? Well, once again, you buy yourself a pair of shoes that are not going to damage your feet. That's all. And women, if you must wear high heels, just wear it on a special occasion. And then treat your feet after the fact. Say, I'm sorry I did that to you. Let me massage you. Let me stretch you. Let me mitigate what I've done to you. These are not difficult things to do. These are not difficult things to consider. But they are difficult because we don't want to change. We have an habitual state of being. The things that we like, the things that we do over and over again become habitual. And those things we don't want to change because we're comfortable there. This is where I hang out. I'm comfortable here. And why would I want to change it? Well, all I can say is that if you want to be healthy, you're probably going to need the change. If you're dealing with an issue, you're probably going to need the change. You need to recognize the cause. You need to see the effect. And you need to say to yourself, well, am I willing to change the cause in order to not have the effect? If the answer is yes, then I can help you. And you can help yourself. I'll leave you with that today, and I wish you well. All the best.